All right, head coach Andy Richards, a tough 1-0 loss today at Toledo on a controversial goal, to say the least. First off, I guess let's just start with your thoughts on the goal.
I may as well start with a goal because it was really the major point of the game. I don't believe it was a goal. I don't believe it was a goal by the reaction of the players. Toledo players continued to play. They didn't appeal for a goal. They continued to play. They headed over the bar. I've seen enough soccer to know that when a ball hits a crossbar, comes down and out, that it hasn't crossed the line. We had a similar situation last week. Maddie Weidman scored a goal against Eastern Michigan. The ball hit the bar, comes down, then bounces into the roof of the net, and that's the difference. It's a poor decision, in my opinion. I don't think it was a goal. I know it wasn't a goal. I talked to the Toledo coaches after the game, and they told me it wasn't a goal. So we all know it wasn't a goal, but unfortunately, the two people who have the power to make that decision called it wrong, and it stands, and it's a 1-0 loss. So it's bitterly disappointing. Not only have you got the disappointment of losing a game, but to lose a game where you fought so hard and you've lost to a ball that didn't even go in the net. It's really disappointing.
I know it's tough to sometimes look past the game and what just happened, but you're still not quite midway through the MAC season. You've lost the last 3 here, but they've all been relatively narrow defeats. The Eastern game's a little different than I think most games. But, I mean, basically that's 3 of the top teams in the MAC, and now, I mean, you've still got 6 or 7 games left. I mean, obviously your goal is always to win and to win the MAC, but I mean, what'd you tell the team after the game, basically? You've got Ball State coming up.
It's really hard to talk about a game like that because it's such a contentious issue that's decided the game. It's heartbreaking for them. They've put such a lot of effort into it, so it's hard to talk about that game. You're right, though. Those 3 teams are probably the 3 of the best teams in conference. I know that between them they've probably won 15 games in conference and lost 1 and tied a couple. So they're the teams that we've really got to aspire to beat. But now what we have to do is make sure we beat the teams who are underneath us. If we lose 3 or 4 games and win the rest, we'll be okay to get into the tournament. And that's the goal. The goal is to get into the tournament and to play well and get the kind of luck that scored up north had today in order to win a tournament game. And that's what we're really looking for. Just to get in the tournament. 5, maybe 6 wins would get us in. And we have a chance to win one on Sunday because that's the next game up. And then there's some more, there's 3 home games after that. So we've still got a lot of work to do, but the goal is to win enough games to get in the tournament. And you're right, the 3 games we've lost are the top teams, and they're going to beat a lot of other teams around us also.
And then, as I mentioned, you'll have Ball State on Sunday. You practice tomorrow before you head over to Muncie. Any thoughts on the Ball State game or just the rest of the schedule?
The Ball State game is going to be tough. I believe they lost again today, so they're going to be struggling a little bit, but fired up as well because they're going to be at the point where they know they need to win some games, and they've got a home game, so they'll be fired up. There's no game in the MAC that's easy, but we've got to go down there and try and take care of business. If we can come away with a win, then the weekend won't be a total loss, and we can look forward to 3 out of 5 remaining games being at Cochran Field here, and that's what we have to do. Just got to regroup. I mean, it's heartbreaking, and we feel cheated. It feels unjust. It just feels it's a terrible feeling, but there's absolutely nothing we can do about it, and that makes it worse. Other than come back tomorrow, work hard again, and go and play Ball State as hard as we possibly can.
Okay, thank you, Coach.
Thanks, Mike.